This is Luton. So today I've posted up another Rush Routes video, and my last one was Firestorm, and in that video on the comments I had a lot of people saying, well, it's all very well to show this in a video where there's no action going on, but in a real game that would never happen. I think that some people had kind of misunderstood the purpose of the videos. The idea is the videos are not a step-by-step do or die, this is exactly how you do it and no other way. That's not how the videos work. They are meant to be like a foundation. This is I like to kind of try to think this is going to be my plan. Now if it doesn't work out then you have to adapt, okay? But generally I find that, you know, those are the most efficient methods for each game. And so people had said, can you post some gameplay, blah blah blah. So I just picked up some gameplay from Firestorm and I thought, okay, I'll post this one. Now this was a good round to pick because it shows some success, some difficulty, some mistakes and an overall outcome. So I think you'll enjoy the kind of general balance and the way this round turns out. So what we've done is, as I did in the original thing, we're moving up to A. This was what I sort of noticed with my routes, okay, and I generally think that going for A is a better choice. Now, unfortunately that guy has very cleverly stolen onto the gun there, but he gets taken out, so... I'm getting a little bit better with my close quarters fighting, but not that much better. I think actually, I mean he had the PKP, so, and I had the AK. I've been running the AK just iron sighted. I much prefer the iron sights to the AK. If you haven't tried the AK with iron sights, it's really nice. It has, you see, it's got quite accurate but very open sights, which allows you to have a good field of view. That was an epic fail by me, by the way. For people that don't know, I don't like to edit or cut my videos too much. And I also, I had some Firestorm footage before, and I thought, okay, what I could do is I could cut some kind of interesting pieces together, you know, like I could do a couple of bases, some which were fails, some which were successful. People want me to do that, I can do that. But yeah, I don't like to too much edit stuff out, so there's often times where I have epic fails, but, you know, everybody does, so whatever, you know. I think it's more interesting as well, you get a better overall feel of how a round has played out. Like, oh, it's Akbar, isn't it? That's why I got bloody Akbar. This guy's in my clan. He's always killing me. I hate him. He's a good player. Yeah, I think overall, you see, I think it's better personally when you make gaming videos. Some people will disagree with this. What the hell was that? Some people would disagree, but I think it's better to kind of keep in the good and the bad stuff because I think you get a better overall feel, and I think you learn more as well. I mean, I often see videos of people and they're just running up, you know, they're taking everybody down. But again, I strongly doubt that that's how a lot of their rounds play out. And I know people might say, oh no, that's not. Yeah, trust me, I really don't think it's the case. So anyway, and yeah, basically what's happened in this game, let's talk a bit more sensibly now. What's going on? Well, we took A very quickly, we moved up, took it out. Now we have the issue, and this is always a problem. When you take one base out, they're left with one, okay? And this team have become incredibly defensive straight away, and sometimes this won't happen, and this is what I say about being flexible between rounds. Sometimes you're going to have the situation... Oh... See, this is one I should have just hip fired. Look at that. I shot either side of him because he was moving and then failed with the pistol as well. Just total balls. I have to say, this game doesn't pan out too badly for me in the end, but I have to say I'm not really showing my best skills right now. But anyway, as I was saying, you can go from a very strong position, a very defensive position. Each game is going to be different. Sometimes you'll have a very weak team that's spread out all over the place. Sometimes you'll have this, where you have a very, very locked down team. And that's what these guys are doing. They've tied themselves down really quickly. Now we've got 50 tickets left. Now you see what I'm doing right now? We're not going to get anywhere by going into the right hand side. I said, okay, we need to try and flank them. And this is what I always say about being flexible. You need to try and, you know, test out different options, see whether you can be more successful in a different way. So you can see on the minimap right now, my guy's following me right here. And I said, okay, let's try and get around them. I'm really leaving the burst a little bit too long there. I think it would have been better to do sort of 3 bursts of 4 rounds rather than 2 slightly longer bursts. Again, probably would have been better to just flick a grenade in there as well. So these guys, they've got a very strong position here because they have about 4, 5, 6 people on the ground. They have snipers on the gantry, and B can be very easily covered by the gantries here with snipers. That's the problem with B on this base. Both of these, it's very difficult to kind of choose which one to go for on this base. I generally go for A because it's a little bit closer to the spawn, and you know, they often will put claymores, things. It's easy to put hidden devices in the A area rather than B. So my next option, because we failed there, was, okay, what I'm going to do, there's no point going ahead on attack because they got too many people there. So I said, okay, we'll take the Jeep, we'll go all the way around. Damn slippery roads. So we'll come in maybe a bit faster, have another go, and I really wanted to kind of go down here, park it up, use the MG as cover. And I'm also trying to drop some smoke, give people a bit of cover fire here. Also, if you're in a very tough attacking situation like this, then having assault classes is great, because you know, the Magnum is a weird gun. Sometimes you can have like an almost direct hit, but it seems to not hit. It's a curious gun. I've had quite a few situations where I should have a direct hit, but it doesn't seem to hit properly. Okay, so we're dropping smoke and generally getting the plant, but the problem that we have now is that because this is a difficult base, and this is, did you see that as well? Christ, this is a really bad, I bounced a grenade off of the building, seriously so bad. This is often the problem that you will face, okay? We made a big push there as a squad, we got it armed, but we have no support from the team. There's nobody up here at all, and that obviously means that we instantly fail. If we look at the map, there's a tank sitting on the hill, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys in the exterior satellite of the base, and we've got another sniper up on the hill, as you always have on this map. So you're always going to be 1 or 2 people down because there's stupid snipers on the hill doing nothing. And you can see they're really not making any kind of real progress. There's one guy there, look, making a push, but he's on his own. This is the problem that we always face, is trying to actually get people to attack. And if we just had some support, even if it was just some mild support, if they were just throwing a bit of fire towards them, maybe we could have held B. But because everyone is on the other side of the map, it's just not happening. And my guy's here trying to deal with this tank, and doing so pretty successfully. I think Trev actually steals the tank here. Oh yeah, I decided that we should have recon put a thing down, but I kind of, it was a bad choice of weapon really. I don't actually, the Val is not a bad weapon. I just stupidly have got the PK hollow sight, which is not good for a weapon with this much recoil, because when you fire it really bounces all over the place. You'd be better off with the iron sights, to be honest. Yeah, see, watch. See? You see how much that sight bounces when you fire? It's not so good. If I'd have had the iron sights there, I could have, you know, well, personally anyway, I mean different people, but I would, with the iron sights, I can always kind of gauge it a little bit better for me. Okay, so I was dropping down here, we've got a guy up on the gantry. Look how many people are here though, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At least 10 people literally camping around it. And you know, you're going to expect them to. So at the moment it looks like we have very little chance of succeeding. But as I always say, you shouldn't estimate that just because you're not, you know, doing very well, or it's not going well, that you should give up. And you see here my little tactic always of dropping smoke. It does create opportunities for you to take things down. And we're going for the arm. Get the arm. I really wanted to get in this building, but I didn't have time to find a, you know, an entrance in. So many snipers up in these damn buildings. And you see they have a completely open line of sight onto B. Makes it very, very difficult for us to kind of properly defend it. I was trying to drop some more smoke so I didn't get sniped again. Okay, and there we go. So because we got a few plants there, really what was happening, and I quickly wanted to grab the Jeep so that we could move fast to the next base, even though I've got a dead guy on the back of my Jeep. You can see I'm still taking sniper fire. So what happened there, we planted a couple of times, our guys on our team, and this is another interesting thing, I kind of maybe want to talk about this in a video, the idea of morale, and it is kind of interesting that sometimes you have a team which has been sitting back. If you just plant a few times, even if you fail, they will suddenly kind of go, hey, they're planting the bomb, it can't be that bad up there, so they're going to get up and get in there. I'm kind of curious right now as to what kills me here. Now look, I jump in. How come I die before the explosion goes off? And it says suicide. I'm really not sure what that is. If anybody's got a guess, please tell me, because I don't know. So I don't know if that was some incredibly stupid mistake I made, but I didn't really see. It didn't tell me anything, and just weird. Okay, so now we're coming in the way that I usually say. Okay, remember my video, I said come in through the back here, and there was C4, so I was putting a grenade out so I didn't get C4'd. Sit here hiding, they can't see you. If there's a guy upstairs, which I think was the guy with the C4 above us, then he won't have seen us come in. However, it doesn't help if he comes in around the right hand side, which is what he did, came through the back wall basically. It doesn't always help if your tank's blowing the hell out of the building, because it means you've got nowhere to hide. And you didn't notice there, but in the meanwhile, while we were doing that, Mac on my team, he went to A, sorted that one out, planted it. So you see, that was some good squad work. Even though we're only a 4-man squad here, you know, we were communicating, dividing it up. I sent, you know, they had 2 guys off on A, and they sorted that one out while we were sorting Bravo out. Rolling the dice there a little bit, moving into the danger zone. Okay, so now we're straight into this base, and you see how we've moved up through these bases so quickly. We got stuck on that one base for ages and ages, but because we got some speed, some momentum, we just walked through like a domino rally and just knocked these bases over, one after another after another. And look, we got 3 tanks up here now, because they haven't had a chance to take them out, because we've been moving so fast from base to base, repairing them, looking after the tanks. And tanks and vehicles are so important, especially on these open maps. If you're a defence, you've got to destroy them. If you're a defender, you have to take down the vehicles, because the vehicles will win the game. We played another horrific game earlier, bloody Amtrak, people driving up, it was canals, people driving the Amtrak right onto the target, just sitting it on there. It's a nightmare. If you have to take down those vehicles, it's so important. And you can see what happens if you don't. We just dominate. So that's been this Firestorm. I think it just shows that, you know, with a bit of teamwork, a bit of momentum, a bit of information, you know, sort of having some prior routes, you know, you can integrate that into your game. Like I say, it's not like a set system, okay? It's not going to be the same every round. You have to adapt it, but it helps to have that knowledge on hand so that, you know, you can try and optimize the bases when you do have the advantage, when you do have some speed going. In the meantime, though, you just have to use your initiative. So that's been this round. I think, quite frankly, I generally sucked, but it wasn't that bad. It was like a generic round. So there we go. At least I stole the plants off the rest of my teammates, though. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you for another one.